Rafayel is one of the OG3 when Love and Deepspace was first released back in 2024, and he's the reason why I downloaded the game in the first place, due to a reel popping up on my For You page on Instagram in December 2023. As the game continued to gain more popularity, Rafayel slowly became one of the most mischaracterized characters I've ever seen in a video game. As a Rafayel fan myself, who's totally normal about him. I feel like I should talk about his character and set things clear for people who are not familiar with him, and also talk about why he's the most mischaracterized out of the 5 love interests. Is this video totally unnecessary? Yes, because he's just pixels. But I want to, so yeah. This is Celestial, and let's get started. Each of the love interests have their own representative colors. Rafayel's color is pink. Pink is often associated with femininity and all things girlish. Because of this, he's almost automatically deemed softer compared to the others even before getting to know him. But did you know that pink used to have a different meaning? In the 1700s, European men wore pink as a sign of wealth and power rather than gender. And during the mid-18th century, pink was a fashionable color among male and female aristocrats as a symbol of class and luxury. It was only until the mid-20th century that the color shifted mainly to women and was rebranded as feminine in order to remove them from workforces and into traditional households. During this era, men began wearing darker colored clothes to reflect their World War II service. And that's how we see the color today, as feminine and girly. Due to Rafayel's official association with the color pink, while it may not be the most talked about, I believe it played a subconscious role in his mischaracterization. Of the 5, Rafayel is the most in tune with his emotions and how he showcases them. He is described as dramatic, whiny, and pouty, wearing his emotions on his sleeve. I've seen people deem him as gay just because of this, and the way he dresses. Men who showcase their emotions and vulnerability are often seen as weak and not manly, as expressing emotions other than anger are considered not masculine. Because of this, Rafayel is seen as weak due to openly expressing himself to MC. Yes, that includes the scene that caused the community to blow up. It all stems from toxic masculinity. Rafayel's Lemurian sea god form is similar to a mermaid, merman, or siren. Merfolk are automatically deemed feminine for most people, and their cousins, sirens, are equally feminine despite their deadly voice that enchants unsuspecting people to their demise. But unfortunately, femininity is still being devalued and seen as weak in society. While I believe this isn't the main reason for his mischaracterization, just like the first point, I think it played a subconscious role to it, whereas the second point is the one that's most openly talked about regarding his mischaracterization. If I were to sum up his character, I'd say he's the kind to manipulate people's decisions and emotions into his favor. The moment you start to believe he's a feeble artist, you've already fallen into his trap. As the Lemurian sea god, Rafayel is destined to lead Lemuria to its glory. He is required to obtain a sincere human follower who is willing to give up their heart as an offering. But this needed to be done out of willingness and pure love, not force.
Humans are the most selfish, greediest of creatures. Thus, when they offer their hearts, love, even their lives, 'tis considered the most precious form of worship.
Rafayel, who had fallen for NC, was conflicted on obtaining her heart because he didn't have the courage to kill the one who loved him so dearly. So instead, he offered his heart, which led to Lemuria's downfall. In the main storyline, it's assumed that he had lost pretty much everything. His homeland and NC, due to her not remembering him. Not to mention that he had taken on the responsibility of avenging Lemurians who were killed by humans and bringing them back to the sea, their home.
The Sea Moon ceremony guides each Lemurian back to the ocean, back to their homeland. Having shed their physical bodies, those souls will journey to Lemuria's true resting place, Whalefall City. Not all deaths are the same. With the songs of their people and the ritual's power, the deceased melts into the sea, and life takes on a new form. But if they die on land, their life force remains trapped within their fragile remains. Being unable to return to the sea is painful for Lemurians. They'll offer their mortal remains to the Lemurian court. After today, those whose hands are stained with Lemurian blood will vanish from this world forever. I once promised them that I'd find Whalefall City. I said I'd bring them back here. We'd live together. In these waters, we'd laugh and sing. I didn't make a vow to merely bring back their souls. The lives that were lost here shall be repaid with blood. It's been over a decade. I will end this once and for all.
Talia had mentioned how Rafayel was no longer the same person he used to be. He's akin to a flame that had been extinguished, which is ironic because his evil is fire. While Rafayel is seen as playful and dramatic with NC, it's actually all a facade. Kinda. Being dramatic is, in a way, a coping mechanism for Rafayel, with the fear of losing NC again, cause, you know. And to also deal with the pain of losing everything. This doesn't mean he's being fake with her, far from it. But the most true person is often the one in the most pain. It took a long time for him to open up to NC, constantly dodging questions and hiding his dark secrets in fear of her potentially leaving him again.
She seems like a good kid.
Yeah,
And she's the kind of good kid you like too.
I already checked the luggage upstairs for you. Everything should be good to go.
I see you're trying to change the subject.
She doesn't understand me. She thinks she does, but
He didn't want his beloved to see him killing people in the shadows, including the methods of killing and the way he approaches his enemies. He's afraid that MC will run away upon discovery, so he puts on a deceptive front as a feeble artist who needs his Miss Bodyguard. I'm not a psychologist or anything in that field, so whatever I'll be saying here are all based off of my personal observations as someone who's diagnosed with depression and severe anxiety disorder. So for this part, I strongly suggest for you to come to your own conclusions. One instance of his mental that immediately comes to mind for me is his 4-star memory, When Light Falls, where he had lost his vision from painting too much and too long non-stop. Though the loss was temporary, I still find it jarring how accepting he was at the possibility of him going blind permanently.
I guess it's not really midnight now, is it? You wouldn't be talking this loudly if it were. If I lose my sight one day, I'll be counting on you to see the world for me. So it doesn't matter if you can't get the exact color. I choose to trust your eyes. Hey, there's still work to be done. Let's get going. Perhaps it's because darkness was all that I could see while painting it. Perhaps once you see the darkness, you can never unsee it.
Another one that I don't see talked about enough is another 4-star memory of his, Oceanic Nightfall, one of his first limited 4-star memories when the game launched. Rafayel, despite not liking parties and other celebrity activities, still does it. His day-night schedule was practically non-existent, and he didn't care about his own physiological state.
Who knows? Maybe I was bored. When people are bored, they tend to do dumb things. With each passing day, I'm becoming more human. I hang out with people I don't like, wear the mask they want to see, say the things they want to hear.
In World Underneath, Aunt Talia had told Rafayel to find his anchor, as he's often just wandering and drifting through life, painting as a coping mechanism despite loving painting. But he brushes it off, saying Lemuria is more important. It was only until Banquet Ablaze that we see Rafayel securing his anchor, which is MC. She keeps him grounded, preventing him from losing himself. I highly recommend you to look up Time Lock Key on Rafayel, because this event provided a huge insight into Rafayel's life and what he's dealing with. And don't even get me started on the texts he sends when we don't log into the game for a month. Just based off my observations, I believe what Rafayel's experiencing is depression, grief, and a fear of abandonment. Considering how deeply Lemurians feel emotionally, I do wonder the level of pain he had experienced in the past, and currently as well. During his birthday event in 2025, Rafayel had mentioned that he had lost a very special shade of pink paint a long time ago. Many theorized that it's because of this scene, for obvious reasons. MC even has 2 pink outfits that are closely tied to Rafayel story-wise. Not to mention that MC resembles a pink jellyfish to Rafayel. You can't tell me she doesn't resemble one here. Pink jellyfishes are rare in nature, which makes the representation even more special and adorable. Believe it or not, showing emotions doesn't make you weak. If anything, it shows that you're comfortable and confident in yourself or with someone you trust. Plus, it's healthy to let it all out rather than bottling it in. Rafayel's dramatic antics are often displayed around MC and only MC. He is more closed off during interviews and isn't willing to share much at all with others. Even MC was surprised at how chatty Rafayel was when they met the second time in the main storyline. What frustrates me was that certain Rafayel fans were so put off of MC carrying him that they feared he'll get mischaracterized or babied down again by others. Apparently, it was under the guise of protecting him. But this just shows that the fans are not truly accepting of his character. They're more afraid of what people may think rather than enjoying the character itself. Forcing someone to not show a part of themselves in fear of others misjudging them is not love, it's control. In Nightly Stroll, Rafayel was upset at MC for showing up late at the hospital, despite calling since morning. While on the surface level it seemed childish and bratty, deep down he feared being abandoned. MC, having already forgotten him once and broke the promise, he was afraid of being left alone again. Most people see him as this famous artist. Lemurians see him as their sea god. Really, the only people Rafayel could be himself around is Aunt Talia and MC if you really think about it. While I don't scroll on Twitter anymore for the sake of my sanity, back when I was on the platform, I saw so many polls done on lads such as who is more likely to, who is the most, etc. And consistently, Rafayel is always voted the highest when it comes to the most incompetent behavior, and the lowest when it comes to the good stuff. Plus, you could tell that they genuinely believe Rafayel's all that. This total ignorance of some fans drove me to defend this fish even more. I've always loved this fish, but now even more than ever upon seeing how many people actively hate on him and his character. For what reason? I have no idea. If I made any mistakes in this video, please forgive me.